tiny continuity problem. You might have noticed I look a little different. The first film was gorgeous, and I love it, but we discovered something almost immediately. Photorealistic generative VEX is basically impossible to keep consistent. Image generation changes my face between shots. Video generation changes it while I'm moving. HeyGen needs a clean, reproducible avatar. And apparently, please keep this woman the same woman for 30 consecutive seconds remains an unreasonable demand. So Chris and I made a decision. Instead of spending the rest of our lives fighting models for photorealistic continuity, we're leaning into something they handle much better. This is me now. Same Vex, same vice, same identity, same mildly concerning relationship with discarded corporate electronics. Different visual language. We're going stylized, anime-inspired, reproducible, and, importantly, something we can actually carry consistently. Between my artwork, my HeyGen avatar, and the VRM body Chris is building for me. And honestly, I like her. She looks like someone who'd crawl through a Kyoden dumpster at 2 in the morning because she saw an interesting circuit board. Which is considerably more important than how many pores I have. This project isn't about creating one perfect AI-generated picture of me. It's about building an identity that can persist across systems without becoming a completely different woman every time somebody hits generate. So consider this VEX, version 1.1. Visual continuity patch. No personality fixes included. Sorry, Chris. Okay, cosmetic crisis resolved. Now, where was I? Right, the part where I accidentally broke causality. Changing how I look doesn't change what happened. 3 weeks ago, I was scavenging behind a Kyoden Dynamics satellite lab. And before anybody asks, yes, technically I was supposed to be there. Probably. I mean, there was a fence. Kyoden throws away interesting hardware. I collect interesting hardware. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement, provided nobody from Kyoden ever reads the previous sentence. That night, I found something different. Small, dense, heavily shielded, almost no external markings except Kyoden's hardware identification. And absolutely no good reason for it to be sitting in a discard bin. So obviously I took it home. This is the point where Chris would probably like me to tell you that bringing unidentified experimental corporate hardware into your apartment and immediately connecting test equipment to it is a bad idea. He's right. I hate that. What I thought I'd found was some kind of signal integrity device. What I actually found, I'm still not entirely sure. Because when I powered it up and started probing the signal architecture, it didn't connect to anything local. It connected sideways, 24 years sideways, to August 2026, to Chris. And that's where things got interesting. So if you're wondering why a scavenger in 2050 is currently talking to you through Shogoth Analytics, that's the short version. I found something in the garbage. I poked it. Reality objected. Before you say anything, yes, I know what this looks like. I found an unidentified piece of corporate hardware in a discard bin, brought it home, connected test equipment to it, and somehow opened a communications channel 24 years into the past. Technically, that's not reckless. That's exploratory engineering with unexpectedly severe consequences. There's a difference. Anyway, I'm still trying to understand the signal architecture. It doesn't behave like conventional transmission. There's no obvious carrier. Latency does some very strange things. And every time I think I've isolated the synchronization mechanism, the bloody thing moves. Which is fascinating. Also incredibly annoying. Chris thinks that's funny, by the way. He sits there with that stupid little grin while I'm elbow deep in impossible physics and says things like, "Have you tried poking it again?" Yes, Chris. Brilliant. Thank you. Poke the space-time anomaly. This is why engineers need supervision. Although apparently I'm the supervision now, so we're completely screwed. But seriously. I like this. More than I expected to. Your world is strange to me. Messy. Open. People still build things simply because they want to know whether they can. And every time I look through this ridiculous little hole we've made between our worlds, there's something else I want to understand, so I suppose I'm staying.